Hello there! With the UCS Death Star coming out, we now have 10 official minifigures from the Star Wars theme with dual molded legs. That's not exactly something to write home about, is it? I can't believe out of all the themes it's Star Wars that is falling behind on the boots. This includes every form of Imperial that has dual molded boots or Republic officer, and yeah, I've got 8 of them in front of me. The 10th one, for those of you that aren't aware, is the Beach Trooper, the swimsuit trooper with the shorts that's coming in the UCS Death Star, which I definitely want to get my hands on at some point. And we'll be doing a load of videos throughout October, I'm sure, about the brand new UCS Death Star and all the records that it's breaking. The other one that I am missing is in the Jabba's Salvage, the katana, which I'd love to get my hands on one day, but it's the Hutt Slayer Leia costume with the dual molded legs, which I'm not sure fit too well for all the minifigures to have given dual molded legs to in that set, and I'm sure there were a few Huttsmen that needed boots. I think 3PO should have got his dual molded leg. I feel like that should be a bare minimum, almost akin to Vader's arm printing that we're now getting in every single set. Mando's arm printing and helmet printing. 3PO should always have his dual molded leg, even if he ends up being in some sort of microfighter down the line. After getting the keyring, him and Luke should both have the dual molded legs. Luke can skip the arm printing, let that be exclusive. Give us dual molded legs, Lego, please. But that being said, they're both in this lineup of minifigures. But why don't we start with the first one? The first minifigure we'll be looking at is this Han Solo. As you can see, the black boots on the brown pants, which not only work for Empire Strikes Back, but also for the kit-bashed Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. For those of you not aware, Han uses his New Hope torso and Empire Strikes Back legs. Similar to a lot of Leia's costumes, I guess they really were trying to save a lot of money. I have a few facts on my screen as well. This minifigure was released in 2018 and came in the the Master Builder series, Betrayal at Cloud City, which is set 75222 and currently sells for quite a bit of money. There's only a few of them online, but if I was to pick this up, it would cost me just over £125 for this minifigure, and the UCS one does also have some Corellian bloodlines down the side, which Han does sport in Empire Strikes Back. So it's a very accurate minifigure, but this is the first one of our dual molded legs. You can see Han Solo, the boots aren't really too visible. I mean, black on dark brown, but it was lovely to see this minifigure. This is akin to like the Boba Fett with arm printing that comes in the same set, and the Master Builder's Cloud City or Bespin does look really good. The next minifigure is an unnamed Imperial officer. Wonder if it'd still be unnamed today. Does anyone know who this guy is? With 2 red and 2 blue tiles. I have an older torso, but as it's an unnamed officer, I guess it checks out. And this came in the UCS Ultimate Collector's Series Imperial Star Destroyer, set 75252. So 30 sets after our Han Solo. And this came out in 2019. So, you know, so far, 1 dual molded legs a year. I'm quite liking the trend here. Hopefully we can get a few more in the future. Whilst the torso is a unique element, the head has actually come in a snowtrooper officer, which is how I managed to pick this up. I think it's used in the UCS one and the playset. It's also a member of Inferno Squad, so I have a second one of these laying around. And then there's a First Order uniform that comes in another Star Destroyer, First Order Star Destroyer, and finally we get an Imperial officer in the nice tan robes, which I think we also get for a Tarkin fig, and those come in a few different Rebel sets. Next up, we have one of my favorites on the list, and that is the UCS General Veers. You heard me mention 2 AT-AT one playset from 2020 and then a UCS set from 2021. Hold on, we were on a nice trend. We had our 2018 Han Solo, then we moved forward to 2019 with this officer here for the Star Destroyer. And then 2020 didn't give us anything. We had to wait a full year before getting this minifigure, though in 2020 you could pick up this Veers in a much cheaper playset, which is still the best of those playset scale AT-ATs to date. hopefully we're getting another one next year. That being said, General Viz from 2021 does come with the same dual molded grey boots as every Imperial officer should have, and is the exact same piece as the officer we've just looked at. Exactly the same, no printing on any of them. And like we've discussed many a time on stream and in comment sections of various videos of mine, I think that dual molded legs definitely outweigh the need for any printing. You wouldn't need printing if you've got the boots dual molded. Even for the odd pocket, I'd be willing to overlook it. This minifigure does go, actually we didn't give the price of the previous minifigure. The previous minifigure isn't too expensive, going for about £50 including shipping, and General Viz is even cheaper because of the availability in that playset. There's actually none available in the UK, but worldwide they're starting at £25 and no one's asking for more than £45. Very cheap minifigure to pick up. Between you and me, if you want to build this yourself, the regular Viz costs about £10–15, and those dual molded boots are on sale lego.com for only £1 though. You can pick them up in the builder minifigure with a ton more exclusive elements. Now we come to the dual molded leg 3PO. Arguably should have been in a ton of sets, has only to date featured in 2. What? 2 sets? Is that all? So I guess they're on our list twice, maybe? It's the same minifigure exactly, and that is the 2022 Luke's Landspeeder, 1 year after the UCS AT-80. What was 2020's UCS set? It seems in 2020 we got the A-Wing. Big disappointment we didn't get like a dual molded, yeah, you know what, I can't think of a minifigure that would be needed in this A-Wing, but it was a good enough set, we'll forgive it. 3PO also has come since in the 2024 buildable C3PO with the dual molded leg. I think that makes sense. It's a cheaper set to get than the Landspeeder because the Landspeeder has retired, and I would have loved to have seen in the Landspeeder instead Luke Skywalker with dual molded legs. Though with the UCS Death Star we mentioned earlier, they are bringing back the tan legs with the white printing because LEGO have upped their quality in terms of printing white on various colours. So I'm happy to see that as well. 3PO is also available on a keyring, which is how I have like 5 of these guys in my collection. I wish I was joking, but every single 3PO minifigure of mine has been given that dual molded leg treatment because it looks so cool. And though that does indeed add up, that means this minifigure is worth about £10–15 including shipping, because the minifigure, original 3PO minifigure, is so common people are just giving it away for free, or they might as well be. And the keyring that all these parts, the arms, the legs come on, is only £4.99. Speaking of Lego keychains, we do have our Luke Skywalker as well, which is another minifigure that has come on a keychain. So again, that's where I've got not only arms and legs for this, but you might have recently seen Porkins, yesterday in fact, at the TIE Fighter X-Wing mashup, who also is sporting the same printing on the arms and the dual molded legs with the pocket printing. Maybe it's needed for these X-Wings. This is a 2023 Luke UCS minifigure from the UCS X-Wing. And though the torso and legs are both unique to this minifigure, only come with that minifigure. Well, let's specify the arm printing because the torso is the same as before. The head and the face are both used on previous Luke, so you can get any version really of your previous Luke, even dating back to the yellow skin tone, add the arms and the legs, and suddenly you've got a UCS quality minifigure. Next up is Admiral Yularen from the you all know what set this comes in, right? The UCS Venator class Republic Attack Cruiser, or just the UCS Venator, and is another minifigure that has a unique torso with the 3 red markings at the top and the 2 blue at the bottom, and hasn't been used yet, though I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak that into a set because the headpiece is also exclusive, and the hair has come in 38 minifigures, but not a lot of them since that set has come out. In fact, it has been used in the Death Star set. I wonder which minifigure has that hair. Well, it's definitely not Yularen. His hair's white by the time he's in the Death Star in A New Hope. But because of the exclusive torso, the dual molded boots definitely add a little bit to the price, make it seem like a much neater minifigure Yularen is starting at £20 and quickly climbing to over £100, including shipping. And not a lot of people want to part with a Yularen minifigure. I can't blame them. It's a great figure, especially if you've got it on display with that Venator. And that brings us out of UCS sets. So far, every single minifigure, Han, the Officer, Viz, 3PO, Luke, Yularen has been available, at least initially, in a UCS Ultimate Collectors series or MBS Master Builders series playset. And Thrawn is the first one to break that. Thrawn was available in Ahsoka Tano's Duel on Peridia. Again, we've been over the naming conventions of sets, getting that Ahsoka Tano in there. Dual molded white boots were necessary for this minifigure, and I'm so happy they were included. It's a great touch, makes Thrawn look even better. This is a UCS quality minifigure. You compare this Thrawn to the Yularen. Why aren't we getting these in more sets? There's nothing they could have done to improve Thrawn, and I am quite liking the pupils, especially for the aliens of the Star Wars world, maybe even just for everyone, because we do still have that little white interior, again seen on other minifigures, just like Yularen. Moving on from Thrawn, great minifigure, nothing else to say. We have the clone trainee from this year. Sorry, Thrawn was from 2024. This is 2025's minifigure, and somewhere between the two of them, we also have the Huttslayer Leia, which I would like to get my hands on one day. The hairpiece is so cool, but I'm not sure how I feel about dual molded legs on that minifigure. The Clone Cadet is valued at only about £10. I think a lot of us grabbed this minifigure whilst they were available. I did end up picking up two of them because we ordered the Slave one to celebrate hitting 10k subscribers. Thank you again for that. And the arm printing on the box that I opened isn't perfect, but you can see on camera, you can't really see what's wrong with it. I think it's the other arm as well. There's a few white prints outside of the lines and like that black line right at the top. If we zoom right in there, you can see it's like a little chip's been taken off. So it does suck that all three of my minifigures have some sort of minimal defect and would not be graded a 10 out of 10. No, I'm not one to grade my minifigures, so that doesn't bother me. What does look good is the dual molded legs that are also present on Santa Clauses and quite a few other minifigures. Actually, it's only been Santa Claus they're present on. We have 3 Santa Clauses, we have a Mrs. Claus, and then we have, I think, another Santa Claus. But whilst the legs are, I want to say common, they have been on the, I think they've been on the Builder Mini as well for Santa Claus. Maybe there's been a few other boot colours, and CMFs have had this, advent calendars. So many advent calendars, maybe not CMFs, maybe advent calendars have had this leg combination. The hairpiece and the head is just a common clone head as well. However, it's the torso that's definitely holding all the weight of the money. And that brings us back round to Solo, or shall I say, the brand new UCS Death Star Beach Trooper, Hot Tub Trooper. I called it a Beach Trooper earlier on. I guess same, they've been used for a bit in Star Wars, but they're known as the Hot Tub Trooper. And the brand new one coming in the UCS Death Star is styled after the First Order one in The Force Awakens, rather than the one in LEGO Star Wars 2 or LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. I'm not afraid to say I won't be picking up the UCS Death Star. $1,000 or £900 for a LEGO set is more money than I can just throw away right now. As you saw by a lot of the land reviews that got the set for free, even they wouldn't be paying for it. I already own like 28 of the 38 minifigures. Like 5 of those that I don't own are ones that I can make fairly easily with customs, and that Beach Trooper is really the only grab. So we'll have to see how much that's worth towards the end of the year. I'm not surprised if someone lists it for £1,000 when the set comes out, and when this Death Star retires, that price is only going to skyrocket. Fingers crossed we can get some sort of classic complete saga Hot Tub Trooper in like a book or something next year. Maybe even the 2026 LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar, which is still yet to be announced. But until then, that is the 10 dual molded leg minifigures that we've got in Star Wars. Do you think LEGO will make this a bit more common into the new year with other things like the smart brick, rising prices of sets, or do you think this is going to be something kept for the UCS MBS playsets, because Thrawn is the only one that doesn't have any collector's edition ties, and that was just an honor to the minifigure. If you'd like to see more dual molded legs, check out my first series of Empire Strikes Back CMF, where we did add dual molded legs to a lot more of our Empire Strikes Back minifigures. Until then, may the bricks be with you always.